Hello everyone, it's Sheila and welcome to my channel. So you can tell by the title of this video, I'm about to do faux lock hair review. So the hair that I have installed now, I got it installed around August 25th. And to give you just a little bit of background on this hair, or myself first, let's start with myself. So I started wearing faux locks probably, I don't want to say about maybe 6 months ago. But prior to that, I had my first little spell of wearing Nubian twists or Nubian braids, and I just fell in love with that whole look. And then I just branched out into the faux locks. So honestly, I really love the looks of faux locks, and I feel that I am going to wear faux locks for a long time. I have no desire to stop wearing them at this point. It's just to find the right faux lock that works for me. That's a little bit of a task, but it's a task I'm willing to take. And that being said is why I wanted to do this review today, because I did want to kind of give you all my opinion, my honest opinion on what I feel about these locks. Being that I'm not a hairstylist, I'm not selling locks, I'm not, I'm just a regular person that wanted faux locks in her head and started binge watching YouTube videos trying to find out the different ones. I ran across a young lady here on YouTube by the name of Meek Fro. Binge watched her videos to death. Fell in love with her work. I was like, oh my God, this girl is amazing. She can do some wonders with hair. So through all of that, I ended up finding her postmark page and noticed that she had some locks on sale. So I tried to do my due diligence and I tried to look up on YouTube these locks, and I couldn't find them anywhere. I found one video that Jess Nicole did, but she never really talked about the locks, and that should have been my warning. But of course, I didn't heed the word, so they just look so pretty, and I was just wanting to try something. I was just like, I want different locks. I want different looks. So I was like, I'm gonna just try it. So I after not finding very much information about them, I went to the website. I looked at the website. I thought, well, I don't know. It got good reviews on the website. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and try it. So the locks that I am talking about, the actual website the locks come from is called Free Locks. And I'll show you the website here. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully it'll focus in. And the type of locks is called the Queen locks. I'll show you that. Now this is the actual website. Now I did get them, like I said, I got mine from Postmark, and I got them from Meek Fro selling them on Postmark. And she sold me, I think it was 4 or 5, I think 5 bundles, and they came in a little bag like this, and they were, of course this is not a full bundle, but they were in a little twisty, and all of the little I want to say ringlets. What do you call this? The piece that you crochet into your hair. I can't think of what it's called right now, but all of these were on a little clip, and they were inside the bag together. So I had a total of 100 locks. Now these locks are 20 inches long, so I'm gonna try to hold this out for you all so you can kind of see how long they are. I don't know if that's gonna work, but they're 20 inches long, and this is a color, the color is called Vanilla Bean, which basically is off black, or 1B for all intended purposes. So I'll show you the lock up close to the camera. I don't know, hopefully you can see that. And I'm just gonna kind of pull it up a little bit till we get to the very end. I love the end of these locks. I just think it's so very pretty. It looks so natural. I love it. I thought it was just the best finishing touch to the locks ever. And then it has the little loop so that you can either crochet into a braid, or you can place it on your hair and do your own individual locks. So this is what the locks look like individually. This is what they look like out of the packaging. Like I said, I think I bought all 100 of hers for like 40 bucks roughly. I don't remember exactly. Got them in a couple of days. None of that was a problem. All of that was awesome. There was no problem there. So again, before I even tried to use them, I went on YouTube again. I thought, I gotta find something that tells me about these locks. I still didn't find anything, but it was getting close time to my trip, and I wanted to have my hair done a few weeks before my trip, because I wanted it to have a chance to just kind of mold and get that real vibe look. I wanted it to look more natural than when you first get it done and it's all shiny and perfect looking. So me and my hairdresser decided that we were going to go ahead and give these a try. She, like me, thought they were beautiful. She's like, oh my God, girl, they're gorgeous. Let's put these in. And so that's what we did. So left out of the shop thinking they looked beautiful. The only thing is that for some reason I was thinking they were 18 inches long, which again is still too long for me, but they were 20 inches long. I don't know why I forgot that, but y'all, 20 inches on this girl's head is a lot. And you know what's sad is that, okay, we're gonna let me just take you to this real quick, because I'm looking at this now. See this is a 20-inch lock. Now it doesn't look that much shorter right there, does it? Let's talk about that, shall we? We're gonna just kind of go all over the place with this video. So I'm gonna take this hair, this is the lock, and then this is a lock that's inside my head right now, and then this is the lock that I just took out of the packaging. Now you see there's not that much difference in the length, right? Yeah, I cut this hair probably 5 times. It's almost like the hair grows. I was like, maybe it's human hair, maybe it's my hair. The problem with this is that I've cut this hair about 5 times and it continues to grow longer. By that I mean this hair literally stretches out. It starts out at one length, and the more you manipulate it or touch it, the hair tends to just stretch and stretch and stretch, causing me to have to continuously cut my hair. Now I typically like my hair right about here. Now you can see the big difference. Now I have cut it several times, and every time, like I said, I manipulate it to try to detangle it or defrizz it, which we're going to talk about that in just a second. It tends to stretch the hair out. So even though I was saying 20 inches is way too long, my hair is just about 20 inches long now, because it just continues to stretch. And I haven't cut it anymore because it's just getting a little bit too cumbersome and too much work. So I've kind of decided that I'm just gonna rock with this for the next couple of weeks, and then I'm gonna have it taken out, and I'm gonna have some new hair put in. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about like why I don't like the hair. The hair is beautiful initially. It looks pretty. It looks good if you just look at me like this. It looks very natural. I've gotten so many compliments on it. But if you look very closely, if you look up in my roots, you will see that you can see my braids coming through. Now this happened probably about 4 days after I got my locks put in. I noticed that my braids were peeping through. So initially I thought, well, maybe she did something different or whatever. But what I realized very quickly is that because the hair does stretch out a lot, the hair is very slippery. That's why it stretches out. It's not a coarse enough hair. So when I'm manipulating the hair to try to detangle it or get some of the frizz out, I'm causing the hair to slide, do anything to the hair. Even just touching the hair like this, I can feel the difference in, if I tug on it a little bit, it's pulling the hair, which is making the hair actually extend, which is pulling the hair enough to where it's separating from the roots of my head. So I don't really like that. I don't want my braid to show through at all. So I'm not real happy with that. That's one thing. Now, I don't mind the frizziness. I really don't, because I think that's what makes it look so natural. And this is only my second time of having faux locks installed of this matter. So I'm really not a pro at it, but I will say that I can handle a little bit of frizz, and I get the whole frizz thing. Like I didn't mind, you know, running my fingers through it, pulling the frizz out. But this hair frizzes so much, y'all. It gets like literally, but this hair would get literally so knotted and so matted together with all the different pieces. I want to say, I don't know what the proper term would be for it, but because I don't know what the proper terms is, but it literally, it's like the pieces come undone, and so they intertwine with each other to the point that you literally have to just force them apart. Whereas I was used to hair that I just had to, you know, just kind of do like this or run my hands through it a little bit, and then, you know, it would come apart. This, I literally have to force it apart. And I would have balls and balls and balls of frizz or pieces of hair that I would toss in the trash can. So this happened like within a few weeks after me a few days after me getting my hair done. And I had to, because of all the slipping, before I went on my trip, I ended up having to go in, and Fatima ended up redoing a lot of the front, and some of the back had actually come completely out, which that leads me to show you. I'm going to go ahead and fix this tonight before I go to bed. But all of these have come out in the back. There's two that are out, and then there's two that are just about out. So I'm going to take the other two out, and I'm going to make 2 braids instead of 4 braids, and I'm going to fix these myself. So, you know, I don't know. I love the way the hair look. I love the frizziness of it. I love the way it looks from the frizziness. I just don't love the fact that it's so frizzy that I can barely maintain the hair. Like, I've had to work double time with this hair, and I've just not been very happy with having to do that. I just feel like, you know, it should have held up a lot better. The website talks about that you can cut the hair. Yes, you can cut it, but remember, this is what it looks like, and when you cut it, you're gonna cut it, and it's gonna end up with the end looking like this, which is what my ends look like. So you're gonna go from a very tapered end to a very fat end, which wasn't so bad. I mean, like, I did get accustomed to it, and sometimes I would just take it and I'd pull on it and twist on it, and that would cause some of the ends to just kind of like elongate themselves and just kind of give it a little bit more of a polished off look, to where it didn't look, or more of an unpolished look, I guess. So yeah, so I did that for a few of them, but then that became cumbersome, and so bear in mind, even though the website says that you can cut it, you're going to totally change the look of the hair. It's not going to look the same. And then some of the pieces totally unraveled once I cut it. So I'm going to say that you have to be very careful. Make sure you have extra locks ready, because some of them did totally unravel, and they just got really ugly. I just had to take them out and put new ones in because they just did not hold up. And then some of them kind of unraveled just a little bit. Like if you look at this one, see, this one unraveled just a little bit, and it looks okay, because it kind of looks like, yeah, oh yeah, she's growing her locks and she's getting some matting there, and you know, it's kind of it's trying to mat, trying not to mat. It's confused. So some of it does look good when it has that look, but some of them just totally came undone, and I didn't like that look at all, obviously. So I didn't want it to be completely undone. And another thing that the website states is that you can reuse the hair. I don't think so. I had this hair done around August 25th, or on August 25th actually. So it hasn't been that long. I wear my locks a long time. I do take good care of them. I wash them. Like I said, I am very careful. I treat them like I'm treating my own hair. So they're not being, you know, I'm not doing anything to these locks that I haven't done to other locks. And I will say that because of all of the frizz, or all the pieces separating within the hair, it has, the locks have intertwined, like pieces of the hair have locked itself within the faux lock, to where there's no way you would ever be able to reuse these. And when you take these out, the tops where they did the loop, it just gets all frizzy and comes undone. So I highly doubt that you might be able to reuse a few of them, but overall you're not going to be able to reuse enough of this hair to say it's reusable. It just doesn't seem to be possible. And then another thing that I wanted to show you all is, I don't know, I had found one earlier. Let me see if I can find one. Try to find. Okay. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but this hair right here is my hair. Can you see that? This is my hair, and this is the faux lock. This happened pretty much to, I'd say, half of the braids on my head. And see, oh, that one's a long one. Yep, that's probably that long one I was looking at. Because the hair is so slippery, my hair literally, it just comes out of it. It doesn't stay twisted. It like I said, it stretches. So when that happens, my hair slips out of it for every time that it stretches. So it's just been a mess. I'm not gonna lie. Now, on the good side to the mess is a lot of that has caused it to look very natural, because you can see my hair poking through. It looks like my hair is literally locking. The negative to that is I wouldn't advise if you're not a person that really wants to do a lot of maintenance to your hair, then this probably isn't going to work for you, because I do keep my hair oiled really good. So I'm making sure, because I know that my hair is peeping through, I'm putting enough oil on the top part of my locks to where my hair comes down to, so that I know that my hair is getting proper oil, which makes it kind of like not a protective style, I guess, according to some of the videos that I've watched, because they say if you're doing anything to your natural hair, it's not truly a protective style. Like I said, I don't know the answers to all those. You have to look to someone else's video for that. I am going to keep them in my head for probably about another 2 more weeks before I take them out, but I don't think it's something that I'm going to repurchase. I just feel like it really wasn't worth it. On the site, they're sold $25 for 20 braids. It definitely could get costly if you're trying to, if you buy this from the actual website. And like I said, like you can see that, look at all this. This is stuff that's hanging down, like all of this. But it just comes out in handfuls. If I hadn't done this real recently, you would just see handfuls of hair just coming out. So again, in conclusion, I would not repurchase this hair ever again. The experience was good while it lasted, but I'm gonna move on from this hair, and in about a couple more weeks, I'm going to install some new hair. So that's my opinion on the Queen Locks from Free Locks. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I would love to answer your questions on them. Your questions will be answered to my best ability, and my thoughts on them will be completely honest, because I get nothing from this, absolutely nothing from this. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.